Hey there, it's Duke Ferguson, owner, CEO, and master trainer of Unleashed Potential Canine and creator of Dog Training Genesis. If you have a dog who has possibly any negative experiences in the past to training tools such as any collars of electronics, any pinch collars, head halties, gentle leaders, then this video is for you because you're missing something in your training and you can rehabilitate this because we do this all the time. Dog training should be fun and dogs should like tools in training.
Okay, so I want to talk to you just quickly about if you have a dog and you're actually conditioning the dog to the e-collar or pinch collar, if you've adopted the dog and maybe they've had negative experience in the past with these type of tools from someone who bought it at a pet store and didn't do it properly, or if you made a mistake in the past, you tried it on your own, or if you made a mistake in the program, how can you better the situation? When you put your collar on your dog. And this isn't common, but if you see it, this is a great video for you to watch. Pretty simple stuff. It takes a lot of reps and time, but it's pretty simple. If you put the collar on your dog and you find they're like, oh, I got to train, probably means you haven't done near enough positive training, okay? Or that you didn't have positive association to the tool that you're using, or they've already got the negative association. There's nothing you can do about it, okay? Invisible fence trained dog. Perfect example. You put a collar on, they start feeling stim, they're like, uh-oh, I'm a little worried about that. Simple fix for it, okay? If this is the only way the dog eats, is through that collar, beautiful. It's the only way the dog eats is through using these tools to communicate, all right? In a nice, gentle, motivational manner, they will get over it. You've got to work them through it. One way I find that what I do, I want my dogs to actually come and put their own collar on, to jump right into their own collars so that they're enthusiastic and they're happy.
So I'm just going to show you really quickly what it looks like with, now if your dog is half this enthusiastic, that's great, okay? So really, if your dog, when you go to train, isn't like this, and then, look, you know what, if you're rehabbing a dog that's spoiled rotten, or if you just rescued a dog with negative experiences, you're not going to get this right away, okay? But this would be your goal. Teach the dog that the collar means fun, food, freedom, interaction, or any tool, any collar, anything you use, and training should be, a positive thing. And the dogs will actually show it. Early stages of a rehab dog that's, spoiled rotten and stuff, they got to learn to deal with the issues, and you can work them through it. I guarantee it.
The collars, any training equipment, doesn't matter what it is, but any collar, anything, should mean fun, food, freedom, interaction, and good things are coming. Not you're in trouble, you're a bad dog, and here's the cops behind you, they're going to give you a ticket. They put the collars on. Then they'll have a negative association. So, have your 3 keys in play. But one is very consistent. All right, be very, very consistent with training. Don't just train the dog and take collars off and then let them act up to be a fool and then put it back on to smarten them up. That's not cool. Inconsistency will train your dog to act that way as well. Okay, can't stress that enough. But one little tip that I really find very helpful if a dog is concerned about equipment is just to get them first accepting the equipment and used to the equipment and happy with the equipment before you start doing all kinds of stuff. So an e-collar, for example, because some dogs have been abused by e-collars in the past, or they've been confused by e-collars in the past, or whatever, right? So I have the dog basically hungry, food motivated, willing to work. I have high value rewards and also his kibble, and that's the only way he's going to eat. And I'll just basically sit down in a chair and I'll have the collar in a loop. Just have the collar in a loop. And at first, I will actually put the collar on the dog, pet him, say good boy, feed him, and take the collar off. Okay? And then I put it behind my back, and then I hold the collar out, put the collar on the dog, pat him in the head, feed him, good boy, and take it off. Now if your dog's trying to avoid, then you kind of can't put the collar on that way, and you got more serious issues, then I would hold the collar out, and I would hold the food right there. And the dog must stick his head through the collar. All right? And if he doesn't want to, then he doesn't eat. That's how he eats, okay? Hardcore. There's not a whole lot of these dogs in the world, but you know what? I've seen it before. So this is helping. But basically, collar goes on, food, collar comes off. Collar comes on, food, collar comes off. And if you do that enough, you will see a change in your dog's expression that it's like, oh yes, I get this on, I'm going to get reward. And then that's the time where I would start naming it. I never name a command that I can't get, right? So I would start to name that. So I would say, let's put your collar on. And to put the collar on, give it food, take it off. Put the collar on, good, take it off. So mark and feed, now you're going to have this named. And after you do that 50 to 200 times, hold the collar in front of the dog and say, put your collar on, but don't put the collar on the dog. Hold the collar and say, just put your collar on, and the dog should start to come towards the collar, right? And the dog starts to go towards the collar, and it just slides on his neck, and you're like, oh, good dog. That's a breakthrough. I would be like, I wouldn't be paying kibble for that. I would be like, good dog. It'd be food again and again and again and again. I'd be rapid firing the groceries to the dog, okay? And he'd be like, oh, wow, I just did this great thing. I put the collar on myself. And then you make an event of it, right? And then you can do this for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, several times a day. You just sit down in a chair, collar on, collar off, collar on, collar off. Make sure you're feeding it every single time. And then when you are going to go take your dog for a walk and stuff, you put the collar on, you tighten it up, and they just wear it around the house. Even if you're not using it, you know, even just have it there. It's consistently there. It means good things. So that's one big tip on how I would get a dog accepting any type of training material, training tools that I'm going to use, and having them like it and have them accept it and be happy and all those type of things. So I hope that helps. If you have a dog that's that you need to do that with, then do your homework. You will benefit from it, trust me. And then your training will be much easier as well. Okay, work hard, have fun. See you in another video.
Here's two little dogs that have been trained with the balance of food, positive reinforcement, and electronic collars. If you need help training your dog, then you have a couple of options. Number one, go to our website, look for an Unleash Potential trainer in your area, unleashpotential.ca. And if there's none, number two, you can check out Dog Training Genesis. I'm sure that anywhere you are in the world, we can help you. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it of value. And what I'll do at the end here, I'm going to leave the links of any of the sites at the bottom in the description box. Be sure to check them out, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in another video.